by the power of Grayskull.
Hey everybody, Mac here, welcome back to the show. PowerCon is going on this weekend, and I say going on because as of the time of this recording, it's still happening. I'm recording this early Sunday morning to try and get this video out to you by Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening, because some of the things that were revealed yesterday, Saturday the 11th, are very time sensitive for tomorrow, Monday the 13th. So I wanted to try and get some info to you out there as quickly as I could. There were some things that was revealed, a lot of things were revealed for Mega Construx, for the Origins line, for the Masterverse line, and I'm going to go through as much as I can. Now remember, I wasn't actually at PowerCon, I'm not at PowerCon, so a lot of what I am getting to you is info I had to scrounge from other sources. I tried to find some of the most accurate info that I could, and when things are a little iffy on the information, I'm going to be sure to tell you that. But let's start off with the reason that you're probably here, and that is the Mega Construx Masters of the Universe line. The line is not dead. I know a lot of people were worried about that because there wasn't a lot of releases towards the end of this year, and then canceling the Christmas Advent calendar put a lot of people off, and I know there have been some people that were concerned that the line was dying. The line is alive and well, and there's a lot of stuff that they have planned going into 2022. And keep in mind, a lot of this stuff is just for release at the spring of 2022. There may be more coming out after that further in the year. Now, in a previous video, I had mentioned that they were going to discuss Mega Construx in a live stream. And there were questions as to where that live stream was, and I wasn't 100% certain. I, like many, thought that it was either going to be live streamed on PowerCon's YouTube channel or Mega Construx's YouTube channel or streamed through the PowerCon website or something we're used to be able to watch it, like on Twitch or something. But what they actually ended up doing was you had to sign into a Zoom meeting to watch it. And then from what I understand, it wasn't even really a live stream. It was a pre-recorded session, a pre-recorded special that they just played through Zoom. I didn't even think to look for that, so I'm going to be straight up with you. I missed the live stream because I was not prepared for a Zoom meeting to learn about toys, okay? But enough people did go that I've been able to glean a lot of information to get to you. So, first thing we're going to talk about is Castle Grayskull. They brought this up apparently in the meeting, and they said, or in the live stream, and they said that Grayskull will continue to be available through 2021, but it sounds like that in 2022, the set is going to be retired. So if you've been on the fence about Grayskull, or if you've been looking to get another one for like extra pieces because of that really unique sand green that Grayskull comes in, time is running out. That's not to say there won't still be Grayskulls available after New Year's, because we all know that there will be some left at Amazon, some left at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Quest Toys, Dorkside. Any place that sold this will probably have stock left available, but they won't be manufacturing Castle Grayskull anymore after 2021. Now, with what we're going into, a lot of this is already up for pre-orders on Big Bad Toy Store, and the pre-orders say that it has a November 2021 release. I'm not sure I believe that, especially with the way that pre-orders are getting backed up already for other things that I've ordered. And also, I got the impression from everything I've read, and even everything that's been said, that all of this that we're about to talk about is scheduled for a spring 2022 release. So it's supposed to be new going into next year. So we're going to start with the new Skeletor headset that's being released. A lot of us have seen the rendered photos of it. They didn't look like actual toy photos. They just looked like computer rendered images. But now we've seen that there is, yes, a Slime Pit Skeletor head coming out. They say it's a no-mess display. As you can see right here, I don't know if you're going to be able to actually feed slime through the dragon skull like you could with the original Slime Pit, but you have to admit it does kind of look good for a display purpose. And also, if you can't feed slime through it, you don't have to worry about that, because it also comes with the Slime Pit or Zombie He-Man that looks to be made of translucent green material. So it's that classic He-Man completely slimed by Hordak look going on that we've seen images of that figure, and I know a lot of people were excited about that, and it does look really good. So this whole set looks really good. I especially like how on the interior of the head, it kind of has that swirling slime look on the inside. I think that whole thing looks really good. There's no release date for this set that I know of. Next up, we have a couple of sets that we know have already been put up on pre-order for Big Bad Toy Store. I know I've pre-ordered both of them. We finally get a look at Land Shark, and it looks great. And we know that it's going to have working treads and a working mouth. Now, I don't know if that means that when you roll it, the mouth is going to articulate up and down like the vintage toy and even the new Origins toy does. I doubt that's going to be the case. You're probably just going to have to move the mouth up and down on your own. The minifigs that it comes with is another rendition of Battle Armor Skeletor. This time the armor has the battle damage in the chest. And we're getting another figure of Roboto that has a transparent body. And I can't tell if the gears on the torso are physical, like if there's actually gears inside the body, or if that's some sort of tempo or paint application on it. But it also looks like this version of Roboto is going to be able to swap out both hands for his weapon accessories. As I said, the Land Shark is up for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store for $19.99. The next set that we have is Hordak Strikes, and I had thought that this might be the Fright Zone or this might be the Slime Pit, but actually this is Monstroid is the main build, and I can't believe I had completely forgotten about Monstroid. And Monstroid looks great with his big grabby claws, and he looks like a simple build, but he looks like a good solid build. Like, it's going to be cool to have a big brick-built monster like that in the line. Figures that it comes with are obviously Hordak, Prince Adam in his first mini-comic look with his blue vest, which truthfully, if we're going to have a Prince Adam, or if I'm going to have a Prince Adam in my collection, this is the version of Prince Adam that I prefer. And finally, this also comes with, and I am really excited about this, She-Ra. Now, if you remember, when I talked about Princess of Power being introduced into the Masterverse line, I said this could potentially lead to She-Ra being rolled into Mega Construx, and it looks like we're getting it. I've been waiting for She-Ra, I've been wanting She-Ra, I'm excited about She-Ra, and when I get this set, I'll finally be able to tell you all why She-Ra means so much to me. Hordak Strikes, much like the Land Shark, is also up for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store, and it is going for $29.99. Something else they revealed was something that Amazon had already leaked out by mistake, was the Mega Construx Havoc Staff. A Masters of the Universe style weapon that you can hold in your hands, much like the Energy Sword and the Needler for Halo. The Havoc Staff is going to be all purple. It's going to be 740 pieces, and it might be an Amazon exclusive. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if anything was said about that on the live stream, but because Amazon leaked it and Amazon had it in their search for a while, like right now, if you look for it, you can't find it at all. But I know I've seen pictures of it, and I think I even showed you some pictures of it. It leads me to believe that this might be an Amazon exclusive. We don't have a release date or a price on this yet, but considering the piece count and the price per piece ratio for the Energy Sword, if you use that, I'm guessing it's going to be a set that's between $55 and $60. The finished product is going to be 40 inches long. It's not life-size. It's not a life-size Havoc Staff, but it is a little over 3 feet long. Also, something that's really interesting about this, if you are a Halo collector, this could pull double duty for you, because the purple that they're using for this is very similar to, if not the same, as Covenant purple. So for those of you who have been hoping for more sets to get more purple pieces, you could just cannibalize the pieces off of this. And finally, the big reveal, the one that didn't get leaked and didn't get spoiled, is that they announced that, yes, Snake Mountain is on its way. Now, they didn't have a finished product, Everything was unpainted. Everything was built in gray brick. So it looks like it's still in the development process, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty beefy build. It looks like it's going to be as big, at least, as Castle Grayskull. It's in the development process. We only have these photos to take a look at. There's no release date for it yet, but they said it is coming down the line. I'm betting that it's not going to be ready for 2022, that might be something that's either coming out for the holidays for 2022 towards the end of the year, or maybe even 2023. Coming out of Mega Construx, we have some first looks at some new Masters of the Universe Origins figures and items, and we're going to start this off with our first look at some of the stuff that was on pre-sale already, once again on Big Bad Toy Store. We have Flying Fist's He-Man and Terror Claw's Skeletor. They are going to be made with old school vac metal armor. They're also apparently going to retain their waist twist action feature, so their claws will slash and their fists will fly whenever you work them side to side. Jitsu also, we see, is going to have a big gold vac metal chopping hand. I'm really digging this vac metal that they're putting on these figures. For a long time, vac metal has kind of been ignored by the toy industry, and I think bringing it out on these three figures is the perfect way to herald it back to the Masters of the Universe line. We also see with the Origins series that we're getting a first appearance mini-comic version of Stratos with his peach skin coloring, and a first appearance mini-comic accurate figure of Trapjaw with his green skin and his silver arm. Both of these obviously are just reuses of the molds for the first Stratos and Trapjaw that they came out with. We get a look at Buzz-Off that is, quite frankly, just looking like Buzz-Off, and we have the Sorceress in her traditional coloring, because if you remember, the white costume Sorceress came with Castle Grayskull, so now we're getting the more traditional look, and I think doing it this way was the right move, that you make the variant part of Castle Grayskull, and you bring the more traditional look out on its own, so that you don't necessarily have to buy Grayskull if you don't want to buy Grayskull just to get the more traditional looking Sorceress. We also see that we're getting Anti-Eternia He-Man with the Origins line that, while it's cool, I'm actually kind of surprised that they brought him out so soon, but then again, they are getting the most out of those original He-Man molds this way. So I'm guessing after Anti-Eternia He-Man, there's going to be a zombie He-Man to go with the Origins line. But the big addition to the set is Sunman. Sunman is officially being folded into the Masters of the Universe Origins line, and we can see that he is coming out in a big way. He's coming out first as a deluxe collector's edition with additional heads, additional weapons, and a card back that actually unfolds and opens up into a comic book in itself. Instead of having a mini comic inside, the card back opens up and becomes the comic. This is one of those things that I was telling you is time sensitive, because this version of Sunman that you're looking at right now, this special collector's edition, is being sold on Mattel Creations' website for $30, and orders for this are going to go live on Monday the 12th, tomorrow if you're watching this on Sunday, but they're going to go live on Monday the 12th at 9 a.m. Pacific time, which would be 12 p.m. if you're on the East Coast. And we know how fast things can go on the Mattel Creations website. We saw that with the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. So just be aware that this is one of the many things we're about to talk about that's going to go live tomorrow. Because something else that's going live tomorrow is this. All of the PowerCon exclusives that had sold out for PowerCon, they are releasing on Mattel Creations website for sale on Monday the 12th, at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. if you're on the East Coast. I don't know if they had planned this or if they just have extras left for sale that came over, but I don't know. I don't know how they're pulling this off, but you can get all of them. You have Faker and Duplicat that is selling for $60. Leo Faker actually and Duplicat that are selling for $60. Hordak, Grizzlor, the Shadow Horde Trooper, and the Crimson Horde Trooper all in a 4-pack for $150, and the Castle Grayskull accessory pack with the Dungeon Monster, the spacesuit figure, and the Spirit of Castle Grayskull for $30. All of these go live on Mattel Creations at the same time. And to further compound that, and this was not part of PowerCon, but it's going to be released at the same time on Monday, is the fan-voted mini-comic Triclops is also going on sale on Mattel Creations. It's a $17 figure, and it comes with a glow-in-the-dark warrior ring, which is a callback to the first vintage figure that came out in the 80s. All of this is going up for sale. All of this is going live on Monday the 12th at 9 a.m. Pacific Time, 12 p.m. if you're on the East Coast. And like I said, you know how fast things go on Mattel Creations. And I really have this feeling that with everything you have to choose from, this is really going to be a pick and choose what you want in descending order of priority. Because we saw it with San Diego Comic-Con, people were putting in orders for one thing, then trying to go back and get the other, and in the time it took them to put in the order for one item, everything else had sold out. Or, if people took the time to try and put multiple things in their basket, by the time they checked out, it was sold out anyway. So, I really think this has the potential to be a bad move for Mattel, releasing all of this at once on Mattel Creations' website, and I mean, especially the Triclops figure. The Triclops was fan-voted. People have been waiting for that for like a year, I think, at this point. I'm not really sure when the fan vote went up, but I know people have been waiting for it. And if it's a limited pre-order on Mattel Creations' website, then some of those fans that voted for this may not have the chance to get it. Now, don't get me wrong. I could be wrong. And Triclops, there may be plenty to pick from. They may just be taking pre-orders, and they'll fill the pre-orders as they need. I doubt it's going to be that way with Sunman. With Sunman, with that special collector's edition card back, I have a feeling there's going to be limited quantities of that. And you know there's going to be limited quantities of the PowerCon exclusives up for sale. So good luck hunting if you go for that on Monday. Finally, something else that was talked about for Masters of the Universe Origins, but they didn't have an image for it, is that Stridor apparently is coming for Masters of the Universe Origins, which is good, because if we're getting Fisto, we should get Stridor. And then if we have Strider, then they'll be able to use that mold and eventually make, I can never remember what the evil horse's name was. I think it was Night Stalker. Stridor is coming. They just didn't have anything on display on the floor as far as I know. And finally, we have the Masterverse line, and there was a lot coming with the Masterverse line. The Masterverse line has been expanded to include New Eternia, the new Netflix He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, and the Princess of Power series, in addition to Revelations. Unfortunately, there was nothing to see for Princess of Power at the time of this recording. I say at the time of this recording because, like I said, I'm doing this on Sunday morning. Something may be revealed Sunday afternoon after I've recorded this, and if so, I'm sure you'll hear about it because I'll just be too excited. Looking at the Revelations line, we have a lot of new figures coming down the line for that. And before anybody says anything about Revelation, I'm just talking about toys. We're not talking about the show. I'm just talking about toys and letting you know what's what and what's available. It looks like we're going to be getting a figure of Teela in her more traditional look, which is something that I know a lot of fans were hoping we were going to get. And she comes with two heads, one with her hair up and her tiara on, and one after she's taken her tiara off and her hair is down. Also, we'll be getting a figure of Merman, and this is the, I don't want to say future version of Merman, but it's the more Revelation-accurate version of Merman, where he's all scarred up and he's missing his eye. Some more figures that we'll be getting is Stinkor and Andra, and Fisto, which to me, Fisto is a very interesting choice, because I don't remember him being in the show, to be completely honest. Like, he might have been in the opening charge against Grayskull when Teela was leading the charge. Was he in that? I can't remember. I don't remember Fisto being in Revelation. We see we're also going to be getting a retail release of Scareglow, which is something that I also know people were hoping we were going to get since the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive sold out. And it looks like that this version of Scareglow is pretty much the same. He just has a different halberd. He has no wire in the cape, and the cape is a plastic cape instead of cloth. And I'm betting he's not going to come with that special backlight packaging that the SDCC version came with. Also, as far as I know, the body doesn't glow. It's just the head, which is, I think, how the SDCC version was. King Grayskull, Triclops, and Trapjaw are all going to be deluxe figures. King Grayskull will come with his shield, extra head, extra hands, and 2 halves of the Revelation Power Sword. Triclops and Trapjaw will come with parts to change them from their more traditional look to their Cult of Motherboard Priest's robes. We also got some looks at the new He-Man and the Masters of the Universe figures for the animated children's Netflix series. I honestly couldn't find much information about these. It doesn't look like too many people were covering these nearly as much as they were covering some of the other things. But we can see a small playset that I'm assuming is the animated Havoc Snake Attack playset that is up for pre-sale on Big Bad Toy Store for $39.99. And we get to take a look at some of the new figures. And while the figures are interesting to me to look at, I don't really know what I'm looking at until I see the show, because other than the mains, like He-Man, Skeletor, Trapjaw, and Evil Lyn, I really don't know who all of these people are. I know Man-at-Arms is in there somewhere, but I'm not sure where. It also looks like there's going to be a lot of motorcycles involved with this series. And if you look at He-Man's, it looks like He-Man's motorcycle is inspired by the Road Ripper. I don't know what that blue one is down in the corner, but it also looks like Skeletor's motorcycle comes with a variant of the figure in his black, purple, and gold disco version. And something else that came out for the Masterverse line, and actually something that I'm kind of interested in, is the New Eternia set, because when they said that the Masterverse was expanding to New Eternia, I didn't know if maybe that was something from a previous incarnation of He-Man that I wasn't aware of, but it turns out that it is something new. What this is it looks like it's going to be original He-Man figures based off of early concept designs for the characters. Like the first 2 that we have to take a look at are He-Man and Skeletor. And we have what they're calling Viking He-Man, and he comes with 2 heads, a horned helmet and a more traditional looking head, 2 sets of hands, and he comes with a battle axe and an Alcala-style power sword. And then we take a look at Skeletor, and this is what they're calling Barbarian Skeletor, and he comes with 2 heads, a helmeted version, and his traditional hooded version, 2 sets of hands, his Havoc staff, and a curved cutlass-like sword, which I think is very interesting. I'm actually very interested in this line, because this looks like it's going to be more leaning into sword and sorcery to its Conan the Barbarian roots that inspired it, and I'm kind of digging these new looks for them. So I don't know if I'm going to say that I'm going to start collecting New Eternia figures, but I'm definitely interested in at least these 2. Both of them are available for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store, and both of them are going for, I believe, $23 each, or $23.99 each. Finally, and this has nothing to do with PowerCon, but I just wanted to put this out there, because if you're going to be going to Mattel Creations' website tomorrow, then I also wanted to let you know that as of the time of this recording, there are still black and gold Shogun Skeletors available for pre-order on Mattel Creations. The all-black models sold out. These are repaints of the original blue and purple traditional colored Skeletor Shogun Warrior that sold at the beginning of the year, and these retail for $300 each. And like I said, there's still some of the black and gold ones available on Mattel Creations. Almost everything that we talked about here is available for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store. I'm going to put a link to that down in the description below. Also, Pixel Dan did a live stream on Saturday, a short live stream. I think it was only like 9 minutes long, because he was on the floor at PowerCon. I know, imagine that. And he was recording some of the things that we were talking about today, and he is able to get in closer and get you better looks at some of the stuff other than these photos that I had here. So I will link to that in the description below as well. That's what I have, and that's what I know. And if anything else happens today, Sunday, I'll probably just release it as an additional short just to update you on things that are happening. But with everything that's going up for sale Monday the 13th, 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. if you're on the East Coast, I wanted to get this out there so everybody could have a chance to try and get what you want. I mean, we all know how Mattel Creations works. I mean, they're definitely following in the footsteps of Hasbro with this, that when these online pre-orders go up, they sell out pretty quickly. So all I can say is good luck, good hunting, choose fast, and choose wisely. Also, I know that my 5 figures from the Hero Pack from Amazon have shipped already, and if they're not going to be here by the end of today, then they should be here tomorrow. So hopefully I'll be getting those soon, and I'll be able to do reviews on those figures for you. So until then, play well everyone, stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, thank you for watching.